The Buddha used the word loka in Pali to denote the universe. Normally, in the modern language, we use the word loka to denote the world. But according to Buddha, loka means the boundless universe. The universe that is boundless in time and boundless in space. This world or the universe that we experience according to Buddha is not outside us, but inside us. That means the universe is not outside us, or that we are not in the universe. The universe is within us. Within us, he meant the physical entity that we called ourselves, which is about 6 feet in height. In the Rohitasa Sutta that you get at page 118 of the volume 1 of Samyutta Nikaya, the Buddha declared at page 120, Vyamatta kalebere panyapimi lokancha. He said, the entire universe or the world that we experience is within our 1 fathom body, within us. Within us means the universe that we experience is not a creation outside us, but a mental creation within us. He referred to the main nature of the universe by the word anicchata. Anicca means dynamic. According to Buddha, our entire mental world is dynamic, active, creative, and also destructive. Destruction too is an activity. Creation is an activity, destruction too is an activity. In between there is the decay. Everything created in this mental world is subject to decay and destruction. He referred to this process as jati, jara, marana. Jati means birth, jara means decay, marana means death, ultimate destruction. This is the reality that the Buddha's first disciple who got enlightened after listening to the Buddha's first discourse called Dhammacakkappavattana realized. According to Buddha's word, at the end of the discourse, there dawned in the disciple, the ascetic called Kondanya, the mental eye to see the mental world, to grasp our sensations through our mind. And what was realized was that every creation in the world called the mind is subject to birth and death. In Buddha's words described in this, he said, Yankincha samudaya dhammam sabbandam nirodhammanti. whatever that is born in this mental world is doomed to die instantly. In this respect, the creativity and destructivity means the main activity of our mind. Our mind gets activated through the universal energy. Activity of our mind is a manifestation of the universal energy. And that universal energy, as I mentioned earlier, has a creative power and a destructive power. Therefore, whatever that is born in our mental world is subjected to death. That is the basic activity of our mind, the basic activity of the universe that we experience. We may call it universal dynamism. Buddha referred to it as anicca. The activity called universal dynamism or anicca is transformation. What we call universal energy is not a thing but an activity. The main activity is the transformation. Therefore, scientists refer to the universal energy and its activity as transformation of the energy, universal energy. As everything that is created by the universal energy in a state of transformation, nothing can retain a permanent identity. The transformation was referred to by the Buddha as dukkha, and the inability to retain a permanent identity of any form, of any being and anything, is referred to as anatta. Nothing can retain a permanent identity. No being, no thing can retain a permanent identity. When we think of the universal dynamism called anicca, or the transformation of universal energy called dukkha, and the resultant inability to retain a permanent identity of anything created in the original form is referred to as the main triple activity or the triple nature of the universe, which is nothing but the manifestation of the universal energy. The main activity is dukkha, transformation. And that is the main feature of the universe that we experience. We experience it as a constant transformation of the universe. Dynamic. It is an automatic transformation, both creative and destructive. Creating, decay, and destruction are the three main steps. The middle activity is decay, degeneration. Generation is the initial activity. Degeneration is the in-between activity, in between generation and death, birth and death. Once this is realized, one realizes that nothing can be retained. Everything is subject to distraction. Therefore, one doesn't get attached to anything that is doomed to destruction. In fact, initially, basically, this activity, the triple activity of both decay and death, is instant. According to Buddha's analysis, everything is Shana Bangura. Decay, birth, decay and death are instant. It is because we grasp things in our mind through our mental activity created by mental sparks, referred to as Chittakana by the Buddha. Sparks of the mind. Every mental spark, every thought, according to Buddha's analysis, consisted of 17 sparks. Every spark is Shanabhangara, means born to die instantly. That means nothing can retain a permanent identity in our mental world, in our mind. The mind is subjected to instant transformation through universal dynamism. Once this is realized, one's mind would never get bound to anything that is created. Creation is called Sankara, what is created called Sankata. The attachment to such creation, when they are present, is called Raga, and resentment of such mental concepts, when they are unpresent, is called Dosa. Not knowing the actual reality of mental creations is called Moha, the absence of the insight of wisdom. Enlightenment means the birth of the light of wisdom. That is why Buddha referred to enlightenment in his first discourse called Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta as Aloko Uddapadi. Getting enlightened. Getting enlightened to the ultimate truth of constant transformation, instant transformation, retaining nothing in a permanent identity. With this realization of the ultimate reality of things and beings, the mind becomes free of attachment and resentment. Attachment to things what is pleasant, and resentment of things what is unpleasant. And such a mind is called an enlightened mind, free from attachment. That is called Vitaragi in Buddha's language. Free from resentment. That is called Vitadosi. And free from the ignorance of the reality of things and beings. That is, state of mind is called Vitamohi. That is state of enlightened mind called Nibbana. Nibbana means not bound to anything, because no bondage is possible to anything, because everything is destructive instantly. Born destructive instantly, decaying instantly, and dying instantly. That means in our mind, in reality, there is nothing that we can attach to, and there's nothing that we can retain. The instant creativity and destruction is automatic. And that is the universal dynamism one can experience within oneself. The perfect realization is called enlightenment. In Buddha's words, Aloko Uddapadi, the dawn of light, disappearance the darkness of ignorance, ignorance of the reality. Realization of the reality is called the birth of light, metaphorically. And that is by realizing the dynamic nature of the universal energy.